Hey everybody, how's it going? It is a fresh start to a whole new day, and I think it's almost time to go out and play. Yeah, I did that on purpose. Random Andrew here. Welcome to the channel. Today is one of those days where it's feeling like a quest for positivity. It always seems to be this way coming off the river, coming home from somewhere fun, somewhere exciting, somewhere relaxing, somewhere comfortable. And I just got this urge, like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this apartment. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy being alive. I mean, how do you enjoy not being alive? You wouldn't be able to. So, yeah, enjoying life, yes, but fighting for positivity, feeling really down, really depressed, ever since pretty much I got home yesterday. Glad to be home, seeing my cats. I love my kitties. My kitties are awesome. They usually bring smiles to my face. Same with the RC stuff, but it seems when you find something that makes you positive, after a while it almost seems to dull down a bit, and you start thinking about those things that were getting you down in the first place. In this apartment, I made a lot of great memories raising my daughter until she went to her mother's, and it was just, that's been a depressing thing ever since. I haven't been able to be a full-time dad. A lot of other things like the want and the need to see my son, yet his mother's family doesn't let that happen. These are kind of personal details that I'm not really wanting to get too far into, but know that they are details that really do affect my daily life every day, nonstop. The thought never goes away that I'm not seeing my children. This is a very depressing thing. If you've had to go through this yourself, you know that it's almost enough to end you some days. Like, it really can make you have to fight to find something else to think about just so that those negative thoughts don't get you down. And that is part of the quest for positivity. The other things of being here in this apartment that get me down is, I don't know, to me it's kind of sad. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But when you help somebody out for nearly a year and give them a free place to stay, and then they leave and they don't come back and they don't visit, they don't even message you through social media or nothing, kind of makes you feel a bit used, you know? But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. You know, gotta give people time to get settled in where they are. It's been a few weeks, but hopefully I'll hear from them again. You know, I thought we actually had some good friendship. I mean, hey, it is what it is. To quote Hef, it is what it is, but you just kind of can't let these things compound and get you down. You gotta find what's gonna make you happy and keep you from being down. And for that today, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna charge the Summit batteries, and I'm gonna go find me a hill or a creek or something to go have fun, because I know that driving the hell out of that thing puts one hell of a smile on my face. It really does. And right now, I could really use that smile. So if I do go out, hopefully I do, and batteries are charging, then I'll record what I can. It'll be with the Activion cam, because this thing fights me. So yeah, on with the day. So I went over to this little park in behind, it's either Erie or Forest Ave, here in town. There's a little park, and beside it a gully. And you go down and crawl intricately down the hill, get down to the creek, crawl across the creeks and the rocks in the creek, and then climb up the other side. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of broken concrete, not just rocks. And those big trenchers get stuck between a rock, and you're delivering that much torque out of good old Clifford. Clifford is such a savage. Like, look at this. Like, you're doing awesome, Clifford, but dang, you keep snapping things, and I won't be able to keep you going. I've only got so many parts. I'm gonna have to buy a whole nother bag of axles or something just to be able to keep Clifford rolling. Got so much torque coming through those axles. And I mean, that's the Summit in general for you. This Summit is one hell of a machine, and Clifford is a big red machine. So my fan is still going in there. Put it on the switch. Should actually mount that switch somehow one of these days. I didn't even use that much battery power. It's still at 3.9 volts a cell. That helps if I shut that off. Did I shut the transmitter off? Oh no. I need new rechargeable batteries, good ones for that transmitter too, because they just never seem to last long enough. Now the problem was, problem with back here. This guy just hanging there. I've got the broken piece. It broke the one of the little tabs on the other end of the universal going into there. Focus. So it's an easy fix. It's a relatively easy fix. But I didn't bring my bag of axles with me. Yes, I have a bag of axles. And yeah, now I'm back home. So I'm going to fix it. Probably go out again later, but I got to finish charging up some 3 cells because Hef wants to go do some speed runs. For that, I'm going to need the Pink Bastard. Yeah, I know. Doesn't have its good race tires on it, but it's fun to drive, and it's going to give Hef some competition. And it'll let him know also, without having a good way to speed test everything, if I bring this out running against whatever he's testing, he knows what his cars did against this before, so this will give him a good base to go by, kind of like a method, a control method, right? Yeah, something like that. And why didn't I record Clifford's run? Well, you guessed it. I remembered the camera, but I forgot the memory card. I even charged the camera too. Well, Clifford's all fixed. I had it out for a little bit of a test strip. As you can see, everything's nice and dusty. And I think from now on I'm just going to leave this rear diff locked, because it does better donuts with the rear diff locked. I know it's not meant for doing donuts. Oh, a little winded after that ride down here. I am not in good shape. I'm not doing well. But I'm still out here, still filming. Down at St. Anne's Center parking lot, which is usually a nice open lot. It's the first time I've ever seen vehicles actually parked in here when we've come to RC. Like, I've seen it busy other times. And the other thing is we got pine cones all through here, so unless I want to be stuck to one half a parking lot, I'm going to have to go around and kick me some pine cones, at least clear a little bit up. Interestingly enough, as I'm cleaning these up, I noticed these are all marked differently. This one says CB. If we go back down to here, there's a cent symbol. Another DP. Oh, look, fish. Looks like it was all marked off for something. See? Here it says frog. CW. And down there it says tubs. So I'm guessing, you know what it could be, is it could be for St. Anne's Festival. They're coming and putting all their marking spots. No, St. Anne's Festival's in the spring, so I'm not sure what this would be about. Maybe there's some kind of festival. Oh well, let's go set up and have some fun. Figure, I was supposed to go out and do some speed testing with Hef, but he got kind of angry and he let his anger get the better of him. He doesn't want to go out and do anything now. Even though he's still got the XO1 to test, he still doesn't want to. So, we're going to have us some fun with MERV the Pink Bastard. In case you're wondering, MERV actually stands for Mini e-revo. The E being electric, the Mini being the Mini. Oh, look at that, RC Sparks. Thanks again, Medic. Those are some sick little stickers. Savage, I love them. Well, it may have just been a hit into the grass, but it was enough to pull that rear tire loose for the connecting rod for it. It's just a link. And I don't have the right length of screw to go back in there, but the screw didn't come out all the way.
This may, it's back in there now. This may require tools. So, let's go to the toolbox. I always try to make sure that I've got at least what I'm gonna need for a specific vehicle. So when I come out with something different, I have to reload this thing almost every time. Eventually, it would be ideal to have a separate toolkit for each vehicle, and then the main set of tools I just throw in whichever one I'm needing that day. Not being the right size screw, I'll never fully tighten. They're super long, yet they're not too long. It's kind of weird. It's about half throttle right now. Not even. Should open her up a little bit more. Remember, the bike was there somewhere. Didn't want to run into that. Get out of the grass. Ooh, I don't know what happened there, but I didn't like it too much. I didn't want to get too much footage, but it was a nice night. And I had to get out and record something in this beautiful sunset. This is the time of day to be out doing things for me. So I've never actually had this have a problem with catching air and flipping over. Okay, here we come. Caused some damage back here on the body I'm going to have to fix. A little bit here I'm going to have to reinforce, but if I hadn't already reinforced some sections, who knows what condition it was in. It even caved in the canopy a little bit, which is really not cool. So there were two gentlemen over at the St. Anne Center that saw it happen twice. He said, oh, you got to get a better air dam, lower that front air dam.
Lower the splitter on the front.
I already did that. I don't know what happened. It was a fluke, like maybe there's a bump over there, because that's the direction I was coming across. But I think I've had enough fun with this tonight. I've got to fix that screw for the back wheel so that it stays in alignment. Slowly works its way out. But I think that's going to be good enough for tonight. I'm going to go home.
Hey, how many rustlers have you seen who struts like that? Yes, this is actually... Ooh, I forgot to put those two screws in. So I got to put two screws back in here and not forget about it. But the old strut tower used to sit up tall, but the height of the tires maybe a little higher. So it's kind of a bad comparison because I've got this thing lowered right down. But what I've done is relocated where they mount. I had to put some spacing pieces in here to lock everything secure. But this strut tower, the only reason you see it moving right now is because those two bolts are missing. But being that there's less material between here and here than there was between here and here, this piece has actually become stronger, being smaller and more center mounted like that, closer to its mounting point. I mean, the top of the struts being closer to the mounting point. Now it's also going to have less air restricting it at top end. And believe me, anything over 60 kilometer an hour, you really need to consider your aerodynamics. If you ignore science, science will ignore you. Now, as I got to do now for this is throw the speed controller back in it, put a receiver mounting plate here because I scooped it for the Summit. I'm just going to make a flat piece. It doesn't have to be anything waterproof. And put the receiver in, hook everything back up, and Megas will be ready to break 100 kilometers an hour. You just wait. I got to do this front too. I'm doing a very similar modification in the front to get it down a bit, get it out of the airflow. I'd almost be willing to create a miniature wind tunnel just to see the difference in these aerodynamics and how they're going to play out. Now, I did have one comment in our RC group. You know who you are. Said one flip and one crash, this car is going to be in pieces. Well, I don't know if you read it in the group, Will, but this car has already had a lot of great crashes. And yeah, it remains intact. You gotta remember, this piece is going to be way stronger now that there's less distance between mounting points. It's basic physics, nothing big. But aerodynamics is the name of the game, and that's what we shall do. But now the only problem is without this shock tower sitting way up high, the wing looks like one of these little Honda wings where they got it jacked way up in the back end. And I don't know, we'll have to see once the speed controller's in there if it looks any different. And yeah, M.E.R.V the Pink Bastard, he had a couple good flips tonight. Actually dented the canopy in, but thankfully Lexon just flips, punches, pops right back out. Everything's good. I do have to find longer screws for back here, holding that piece in, or maybe change it because they don't stay very well. But I'm very happy with the way it performed tonight. Those new tires will be in soon, she'll grip even better. So yeah, that's gonna about do it for tonight's vlog. I know, probably wasn't near as interesting as the camp vlog over the weekend, but hey, not every day can be amazing. It's a fight for Quest for Positivity. Only positivity I found today was driving my RCs. Don't know what it is, but there's a lot of people out there right now feeling this exact same feeling of just wanting it to be over, wanting things to get better, wanting times to improve. And believe me, folks, if you don't make it to tomorrow, you'll never see if tomorrow was that better day. So just stay positive, right? Keep crushing them days. Show life who's boss. Never give up. Stick with it. Tomorrow could be that better day. You just never know. Right? Yeah. So think positive. Stay positive. Keep a smile on your face, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Good night, folks. Try to stay positive. Vlog over.